One day, a lion said to the fox, "Bring me food or I will kill you." And the fox said to the donkey, "Come with me, the lions want to make you king." The donkey calmed, the lion attacked and bit off the donkey's ear. The donkey escaped and he shouted angrily, "You tricked me!" But the fox said, "Don't be foolish, he only took your ears so he could place the crown on your head." The donkey returned, the lion attacked and bit off his tail. The fox said, "Now you can sit comfortably on the throne." The donkey blamed him one more time, and this time the lion killed the donkey. When the lion received the donkey's body, he found the lungs, the liver, and the heart, but no brain. "Where's the brain?" asked the lion, and the fox replied, "If he had one, he wouldn't have come back after already losing his ears and tails." The story ends here, but the meaning doesn't, because the donkey didn't die because he was unlucky. He died because he didn't think. He followed but he never questioned. He listened but he never understood. Does this sound familiar to you? Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Vincent from Sisinga Maharaja Senior High School, and I'm here not just to deliver my speech, but to share how I truly feel as a student, carrying an entire hopes of nations, while trying to find clarity on a system that often feels dull. For decades, teachers in Indonesia have carried one heavy responsibility: to prepare the student for exam. Every lesson, every worksheet, every question was built around helping the student to get the right answer. It wasn't even just a habit. It became a way of surviving this system. And even though those national exam was abolished years ago, the mindset never really left the classroom. The teacher still feels the pressure to make sure every student score high, not to think that. So they keep teaching the way they were once taught. Teacher asks, student answer, teacher evaluate, and move on. The rhythm is familiar, safe, and predictable, but it also kills curiosity. So maybe the right question isn't why students aren't thinking critically, but have we ever shown them how? Simply, this can be answered just from the definition of critical thinking itself. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze information, evaluate different viewpoints, and reason carefully before making a decision. It's about noticing something that doesn't make sense and asking why. I noticed something is off in Indonesian education system. And maybe this is why people say old habits die hard. This is what we're facing now. Let's be honest. We're still living in a system that teaches us answers more than questions. And that hits me hard because I grew up in that system. From the very first day of school, we were taught to copy what's on the board, memorize it, and repeat it word for word on exam. The faster we answered, the smarter we look. But somewhere along the way, we forgot how to think. We're so focused on getting everything right that we lost the courage to ask why. And sadly, I have to tell you, this already runs deep in us. A study from FPET and that shows something interesting. Even in one top school in Palu, students' critical thinking were uneven. Some could explain, some could conclude, but only few could actually plan or apply their reasoning. This tells us that school teaches knowledge, but not how to think about knowledge. And when we look nationally, the pattern doesn't change much. In international studies like PISA and TIMSS, Indonesian average score has stayed below par in the global line. We are not less intelligent. We've just been taught to memorize, not to question. And one story about student that live in Australia, Indonesian student that live in Australia, hit me hard. She said that back in Indonesia, she was so afraid to ask questions because she thought that she would sound stupid. And her teacher used to say, "Don't ask too many questions, just use the formula." So she memorized. And when she got to Australia, she couldn't keep up. There, the lecturers didn't want to hear right answer. They wanted her thinking process. They wanted her to connect the formula into the real life issues. And that's what real thinking. So how do we bring the mindset home into Indonesian classroom? We don't need magic, we just need to change how we learn and how we teach. Let's make it simple. 2 steps, one for teacher and one for student. For teacher, remember ASK. A, ask real question. Not just what's the answer, but why do you think so? S, stay curious with your student. Explore their idea and not just to correct them. And K, keep learning even as you teach, because curious teachers creates curious mind. Because when teachers start asking why, the students start asking how. For students, remember ACT, act. A, analyze what you see. Don't accept everything at face value. C, challenge something that doesn't make sense. And T, think before decide. Reflect, connect, and find your own answer. Because at the end of the day, memorization can help a nation survive, but only a thinking could help a nation move forward. Maybe this system is the reason why Indonesia has always been called a developing country, not a developed country. So if we want Indonesia to rise by 2045, we should ask better questions, not to memorize better answers. Thank you.